Hi.
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. It's a beautiful day here in Ireland, Jackie. It's just starting. The day's just starting.
Well, it's winter here in Australia, and yes, it's sunny, but it's got a real cold snap. It's like I feel like I'm back in Ireland. I have my blanket
Oh,
on because it's a bit chilly.
well, I'll not turn my camera around, but the sun is splitting the trees here today. It's beautiful. Despite the rumours that it rains all the time in Ireland, it's not true.
Well, I heard there's kind of a heat wave over in UK, Ireland. Is that right, or is it just the
Yeah,
UK? It's just okay. Yeah, I
yeah,
heard.
no, it's gorgeous. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
lucky you. Well, I'm going to be there at the end of August, so bring it on.
It's, yes, I'm really excited about what we're doing here. It's so cool. So, you go ahead and tell people, first of all, exactly what's happening.
So, for the last year, I've been working with companies doing tapping. So, I've been selling them tapping, but I'm selling them workshops and also one-on-one sessions with either the leadership team or the individual employees. And been getting great results. I'm getting to a point now where I'm actually getting statistics from some of the companies on how it's impacting their productivity and the rate of absenteeism in the company, which is fantastic. I'm really excited about it. But a lot of people were asking me about how I did it or can I see your proposal? And I thought, why don't I create a course called How to Tap into Corporates? And why don't I give everyone my content so I can give them the 1 day workshop PowerPoint that I use. I can give them the workbooks that I give the employees so they have that. I can give them the agenda for that workshop so you can follow step by step how many minutes you have to spend on each slide and what you need to talk about and all the notes for each of the slides so you have the stories that you can tell, all the videos that you're going to play, the activities that you do with them, so that it's a very interactive. It's not just all standing at the top and lecturing. It's I tried to create a workshop which was for people who are, kinesthetic, or they're listeners, or they need to be visual, or they need to be taught. So it's kind of got a bit of everything. It's got group activities, one-on-one stuff, it's got videos. So yeah, that's all in
That
the
sounds
workshop.
brilliant.
Yeah, and the workshop has gone down a treat with corporates because a lot of companies and employees have not heard about how the mind works and tapping and the how you use tapping and how many different things you can use tapping on. And I'd say 99% of people over the last year have not heard about tapping. So it's a huge opportunity for people. And what I liked about it was I thought, I'm one person, I can't take on corporates all around the world, let alone just in Australia. And there's so much opportunity. And when you think of corporates, people think maybe of the big blue chip companies like, American Express or,
Yeah,
McDonald's or Coca-Cola. But their companies could be, the small business who have 50 employees. They still would have use for this type of service. So I provide everything from my initial contact, how I contact people. I provide the script of what I say to people to secure a meeting with them. I provide them with the introductory, PowerPoint that you show to the corporate, the quote that you give them, basically your A to Z, so that once you've secured the deal, how you go in and do the workshop and what you need at the workshop, what you need to ask the company for so that you can use their boardroom. Um, so yeah, it's basically
excellent.
a business in a box. I've tried to make it as simple as possible, and all you need to do is stick your logo on all the documents, and away you go.
Excellent. Just before we go any further, people who may not know you, Jackie, um, may not know that even though you have that beautiful Irish accent, you're actually in Australia. And you and I met at Habilitat in Hawaii, the Drugs and Alcohol Rehabilitation Unit. So, for the benefit of people who don't know you, can you just tell us a wee bit about your background and how you got to where you are today to have this great workshop going on?
So, my background was I was in corporate. many years ago, I did digital marketing, and I was working in a very stressed out, long hours, 16 hours a day. And I was exhausted, and I was finding I was unhappy, and I went to an EFT workshop and felt significantly better, and then went and did all the levels of EFT. And while I was there, um, at one of the workshops, some guy said to me how he started tapping on me funnily. I thought quite different, and it was shorter. He was grabbing my wrist. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, it's a thing called faster EFT. And I
Right.
googled it, and Robert was coming to Australia, so I got on that course and I did all the levels, and then went to Habilitat. And when I came back from Habilitat, I basically packed in my job in digital marketing. I was doing some consulting, and then I went full time in this. So I was very lucky to work 3 days a week at a health retreat. So there's a retreat here in the beautiful, lush mountainside, and there's no phone reception. They go there and they eat organic food, and they do yoga, meditation, and they have life coaching sessions with people like myself. And most people go there for addiction, depression, anxiety, that
Mm-hmm.
type of thing. So I've been doing that for the last 2 years, and then I have clients that I see at home, and also clients on Skype. Then in the last year, I was thinking, you know what? Why don't I go back to all these corporates? Why don't I, I think there's a huge opportunity, because I remember how stressed I
Yeah.
was in that job, and I was senior management, and if only I had had this throughout my
Yeah.
journey, it would have made my
Yeah.
life so much easier. I wouldn't have been, I was sick on the job, I was sick off the job. It was affecting my relationship, it was affecting my life. I was eating crap food. Um, so that's where the idea came from. So I started approaching companies that I didn't know, because I wanted to make sure that um, I wanted to see if people would take me in based on just what I was saying, not because they knew me. I wanted to, this is what I can
Yeah.
do for you. This is what this can do for you. And I can help reduce your absenteeism and improve your productivity. And so that's how it's all started. And I got into some companies that didn't know me, and made a big impact there. So that's a little bit
Yes.
about me in a nutshell. So yeah, I've had a bit of a corporate background, but I've been doing now tapping full time for the last just over 2 years.
You know, it's interesting, Jackie. I did my own workshop in London a few weeks ago, and I met a girl there who had been in the corporate world and was on her own journey and decided to leave it. And she's now doing her work from a different aspect. She wants to do it from a spiritual aspect, but she's an anthropologist, and which is the study of people and customs. And what she was telling me was very, very interesting, that her job is to study the mood of people, the customs of people, and what's prevalent at the minute.
Hmm.
And she used the term zeitgeist, and I had to look it up.
Yeah.
And it basically means what the mood of the people is. And you know what she said? That they are discovering now that the current zeitgeist, the mood of the people now in the corporate world, is mindfulness.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's absolutely coming. So you live in that world. I don't live in that world, but I can see the opportunities in it. So my question would be, I'm very excited about actually doing the course. So do I need to have corporate experience to be able to do what you're currently doing?
Not at all.
Mm.
And that's even been proven. Well, I didn't think that was the case before people did the course, but we've now done the course in Brisbane and Melbourne. And
Yeah, that's
we had a
great.
lot of people who were on that course, and most of them don't have corporate experience. Now, within 3 days of the Brisbane workshop, one of the attendees had secured her first meeting with a company. And then
Brilliant.
a week later, another girl got her meeting with the CEO of an organization. So, and neither of
That's
them had corporate experience. So, definitely not. All I'm going to do is give you 10 steps, follow the 10 steps, and you'll get meetings. And
okay. So what level of practitioner do you need to be then? Do you need to be a fast EFT practitioner? first of all,
No,
and then what level?
you don't need to be faster EFT practitioner. You can be an EFT, faster EFT matrix, as long as you have some sort of tapping modality and you have experience with tapping, because what we're going to be introducing to the corporate world is tapping. So as long as you're doing tapping, you can come along on the course. And what level? I don't believe it's necessarily about the level. It's more about your confidence, how you are with dealing with rejection, and how you are with your money. So I've met practitioners who may be level 1 practitioners, but they're very confident in themselves and they've done a lot of work on themselves and they've been doing lots of practice, and they would feel relatively confident charging X amount, or they're. And on the course, we do a lot of work in relation to rejection, in relation to money specifically, because for some people, the jump of charging $4,000 a day versus, let's say people are charging, I don't know, $100 an hour, so they'd be getting $800 a day to 4,000 is quite a big jump. So we do a lot of work on that mind shift of being able to go from 800 to 4,000 or whatever you're jumping to and from, and feeling really comfortable saying, yes, I am worth $4,000 a day.
Yeah, I find that very crucial as I go around the different seminars around the world. And that is one of the key issues. People feel that they are uncomfortable charging, even though this modality is groundbreaking. It's just cutting edge, but even though they've seen the results of it, they still have that wee bit of insecurity around actually charging what is necessary. So that's very good. So do you need to know anybody? I mean, I don't know a lot of people in the corporate world. Do you need to know people in the corporate world?
You don't need to know anyone. And so that's what I did in the last year. I deliberately contacted people I didn't know. So I do have contacts in the corporate world that I could have contacted, and I haven't started to contact them yet, which makes me really excited.
Yeah.
Because I think they'd be an easier sell. So I went for the ones who didn't know me, because I wanted to see if this worked, see if the way that I do it worked, and it did.
Yeah.
And people responded, and people wanted to have meetings, and people wanted to talk about what I'm doing. So you do not need to have any corporate contacts at all. I'll show you how to get corporate contacts really easily, really quickly, and how to book those meetings with the people that you want to book with.
So, and the other part about the money thing is, like, what rate can we charge once we have, completed our course, we're out there, what rate are we going to be charging?
So I'm charging 4,000 Australian dollars a day. If they book a second day, it would be 7,000, because I'll give them a little discount. Everyone loves a special.
Yes.
So yeah, 4,000 Australian dollars. That would be, what's that in pounds or sterling? It's probably about £2,000, £2,500.
Yeah,
a day, which is great, because what that means is, for me, my goal is to work 5 days maximum a month. And maybe I'm doing 5 different clients, which is 4,000 for each. That's 20 grand for a week's work, for 5 days work. That's my goal.
That is excellent. I know what the incentive for me has been. I want to be able to work with people who can't afford it. A lot of what happens in Faster EFT is that the people who really need it can't afford it.
Yeah.
So I know that my own personal dilemma was, well, I value my work. I know how to charge. I've been through all of that, but it's still tugged at my heartstrings that there are people who genuinely cannot afford this and they need the help. So how can I make it work for me?
Yeah.
And this is what excites me, because this is what manifested into my life is brilliant, is this opportunity to it's kind of like Robin Hood, you're taking from the rich to give to the poor. These people have this money to spend. It's available to them.
Yes.
This is the world they live in.
Yes.
And just because, we may not have been exposed to it doesn't mean to say it doesn't exist. So we can really do a lot here by going to the people who are excited and want to reduce their absenteeism, etc., increase their productivity, have happy employees. We get well paid. It's a win-win. And then
Totally.
in my mind, I can, do something for free or whatever for a
Exactly.
day for a charity or something because my needs are being taken care of. So
Yeah,
everybody wins.
exactly.
That's that's what I'm
And
really
that's what I
excited.
feel too. It's like my goal is I'll have 1 week of work, hopefully all on the same week,
Yeah,
so I'm done. And then I can have 3 weeks off, and in that 3 weeks I can choose to do, if I'm working volunteering for a charity or doing some
yeah,
free sessions with people for people that
yeah,
really need it. Like even just last night I had a girl who was just very depressed and suicidal and doesn't have a lot of money. And
yeah,
I did an hour just with her because that's all she had
yeah,
time to do. And I told her to call me today and call me tomorrow and call me Sunday and call me Monday because I want to hear that she's in a good space. And if not, we'll do half an hour or an hour of tapping if that's what we need, just to
yeah,
kickstart her each day. And that's what this corporate work's been able to do for me
yeah,
because I've been able to help her and not necessarily charge her because,
yeah,
I can
yeah.
give back.
That's the thing that excites me most about it on my personal journey. It makes it work because
Yeah.
so many times I meet people in all the trainings all over the world and their intentions are so good. They
Yeah.
want to help people, but they're absolutely burning themselves out.
Yeah.
And they don't last. They last for so long and then they disappear and you don't know where they are. And what has happened is they have burnt out. So this to me is on a global perspective. This will make it work for you as a practitioner.
Yes.
That's definitely why I like it. So how much is the course, Jackie?
So the course is 3,000 Australian dollars, and it's a 3 day course. So,
Uh,
and as I said, in that course, you're basically going to be supplied with a business in a box. How to approach corporates, how to book meetings with corporates, how to secure corporate clients. And then once you get the client, have the workshop material already there. All you need to do is send it to the printers, stick your logo on it, and turn up on the day. So all the work is done for you. You really don't have to do anything.
that sounds brilliant. And when is the course, Jackie?
The course is the last weekend in August. So it's the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in August, which is, I'm just checking my calendar, the
It's the
28th,
28th.
29th, and 30th of August. And
Brilliant.
it's in Belfast.
Yay! And you are coming home to Ireland
I'm
for
coming
that.
home. I'm so excited.
I love it.
I
And
might
I
bring my
have,
mammy up to Belfast.
we get the mammies up there and have a good crack. And that's not dope. That's just an
Exactly.
Irish term for fun. And we definitely know how to have lots of fun here. I've hosted Robert at a few of the trainings in the Europa, and it is one of the best hotels in all the hotels that I've travelled around the world in.
Oh,
I love it.
fantastic.
The staff are so helpful and they're so it made me very proud actually,
Yeah.
because Irish people are very friendly
Yeah.
and any of the people who have come from other parts to the trainings, etc., and events here, Fast Realty events in Ireland, they love it. They just love Belfast. So, and I think they're doing a special. I think the Europa are doing a special offer for accommodation, and
Yes, I think they are actually.
yeah, and also if that's not within your budget yet, because once you do your corporate training, it will be.
Yeah.
There are lots of hotels around that area
Yeah.
that you can stay, and the August is good because the city is not so busy,
Yeah.
so the hotels etc. have availability. So what would be the next step? Say now I'm watching this and I've made my decision. I'm excited. I'm fired up, and I want to book my place. What happens next, Jackie?
So what you need to do is you need to apply for a place on the course because what we want to do is keep the training quite intimate. There's going to be no more than 20 people on the course. That's the
Brilliant.
maximum amount of people we're taking. So you need to put your application in, and Deirdre, you have a link that people can click through to get to that page on my website, and they just need to put their name and contact details. Tell me a little bit about them so we get an understanding of their background and why they want to do the course. Because we want
Okay.
people who really want to be there and want to learn and want to do something with this. I want people who really want to go out there and work in corporates.
Yeah. So, and what we decided was, I'm so excited about this, and I want you to, put your money where your mouth is and get yourself booked. So, what I'm saying is that if you book through my link and you do it and pay up in full before the 31st of July, I will give you an hour's mentoring, which is worth $250 because my sessions are $500 for a 2 hour session. So I will give you 1 hour of good, solid mentoring as a thank you for booking your place with Jackie through my link. Is there anything else?
No, that's fantastic, but I think that's a great because what I found with the when you come on the course, what we do is we've set up a Facebook group. So everyone from around the world who's been on how to tap into corporates will all join this group. So you're all there to support each other. The second thing is you'll be given access to a members area online. That's where you can download all of the documents that you get access to over the course of that weekend, all the workshop materials, all the proposals, the quotes, everything that you need. And I think, you giving a 1 hour mentoring is going to be great because some people might look at all that when they've left and then they might go into overwhelm. Who knows? But we haven't experienced that yet. People are getting on the Facebook chatting and they're just getting really excited and they're all downloading. And if they have questions, we're answering their questions and other people are having suggestions. We even had a great suggestion in the first training we had in Belfast. So a lot of people don't have testimonials
Brisbane, Jackie, Brisbane.
Oh, sorry, Brisbane. Where did I say?
Belfast.
Belfast. Oh, yeah, Brisbane. See, I've already done the training in my mind. So a lot of the people at the Brisbane workshop were saying, I don't have any corporate experience and I don't have a corporate testimonial. And I said to them, but I didn't have a corporate testimonial. But one of the girls had the great idea of getting testimonials from the fellow practitioners on the course because they all have company names as such or business names. So they're now writing each other testimonials, so they all have one, and they all have photographs in front of my PowerPoint at the workshop, so they can create a corporate page, and it shows them in action. So they basically had everything. So as what we're finding is as we do the workshops, the practitioners are also having other ideas that can basically get them to market much faster. I believe you can be out there selling the next day. Straight away. And to have 1 hour mentoring from you will really, I think, seal the deal and really help them get out there.
But it has to be by the 31st of July. You've got to take action, do what you need to do, and then just tap on any resistance to it. Oh my God, let it go, let it go, let it go. And then once that goes and you clear all that out, then you start to get really excited about the possibility. And we know, I know how this works when I'm teaching people. We work from the end back. So what you do is you see yourself standing in front of people and you're doing the corporate thing. Imagine it in your mind and see it. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And when you do that, and then you get really excited, then it's much easier to book your place. It's just that's just how it works.
Yeah. And as I said, seats are limited, so it's really important, even if you're thinking about it and you think I'm going to do that course, it's really important to put the application in because by the time you go to apply, the seats could all be taken. So we've had people apply to Brisbane and Melbourne, and we just didn't have the seats because we'd already secured all the seats. So if you want to go to Belfast, put your application in sooner rather than later. I know it's not till the end of August, but you're better off applying now. And if you apply and book by the 31st, you're going to be able to avail of your offer.
I still have that as well. That's excellent. Perfect. I think that's it. I'm just so excited about it. It's I love, do you know what I love? I love the idea of there's just 20 people. That we really get drilled down and get to what we need to learn and get rid of any resistance, any fears, anything that's holding you back. And of course I'm there, I'm doing the course too, and I have a lot of experience and a lot of wisdom, and I'm excited about meeting everybody and sharing all that. be pretty damn good.
And we did have a lady at the Brisbane workshop who has decided she's going to do this as an international business. So she's planning on targeting places in Asia like Singapore and Bangkok, as well as places in Australia. So, the content that I'm teaching you is international. So there's no reason why I'm teaching you how to make contact with people on an international scale. So it can be people within your own country, but the world really is your oyster. There's no reason potentially why you couldn't decide, or you know what, I'm going over to LA, and while I'm there, I'm going to make sure that I do a corporate workshop. So that'll pay for my whole trip.
Yo, that sounds like a very good plan to me. I'm really excited with all this. Okay, so just to recap then, what do we do next?
Next, they need to click on your link and they need to apply to secure their spot for the Belfast training. We already have seats taken, so there's, we need, if you want your seat, get your application in, get it in, and if you get it paid by the 31st, they'll be able to avail of your offer of the mentoring. If for whatever reason they can't make the Belfast training, if they click through your link, they could also book onto the other. We've got some trainings coming up in the US, in Toronto and in LA, and there may be one coming in Houston, to be confirmed. But
brilliant. So there is, that is actually right. There's also Toronto. Toronto's in September.
Toronto is in September. It's the 11th, the weekend of the 11th of September, and then LA is the following weekend. So if you're in either of those cities, or you are anywhere in the US and you want to attend, this is your chance. There's only going to be 20 on those courses also. So it's going to be very limited. So again, get your applications in. Don't leave it till the last minute, otherwise you may not be able to secure a seat.
Yeah, good job. So awesome. I don't think there's anything else. Is there anything we haven't said? So we can get in touch.
Again, if they have any questions, feel free to contact yourself or myself in relation to it. But I think we've answered all the questions. These are probably the most common questions I've been getting in relation to the course. But if they want to take their business to a whole new level and they want to be working less and earning more money, this is the course to do it.
That I am so flippin' excited about this, because I want this. This is what I want. Yeah. And at the minute, this is the thing for me. At the minute, I have no clue how to go into the corporate world. None whatsoever. Yeah. But then I hear that people, my fellow practitioners in Australia, are already doing it. So, if they can do it, I can do it.
Exactly.
So that's great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay, Jackie. Well, I think we wind this up here, and I am really looking forward to seeing you sharing some brilliant information. More than anything, having the best of crack. We will have a laugh. That'll be the thing,
And that's we've had the last 2 courses. I've just had 3 days of immense fun, downloading a lot of information to the guys, but having so much fun on the course, because it's a nice small group and everybody makes sure that they get their questions answered. So bring on Belfast, I say. I get to go home. I get to go home.
You get to go home, we get to be with you, and we get to have some really good fun. And the Guinness is very good in the Europa.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. I'll buy you a pint in the Europa. Oh, actually, the Crown Bar across the road.
All right, okay.
There's a bar across the road called the Crown Bar, and it's like, I don't know, it's like 200 or 300 years old. It's an amazing place. Oh, wow. The Americans all come. It's a fabulous place. It's absolutely fabulous.
Well, so I'll buy you celebrating on the Sunday night.
There you go. Good woman. Okay.
Right, well, thank you for your time, and looking forward to the end of August, and all those bums that are going to be on seats and learning about how to get into corporates. It's going to be great.
And helping people. It's so exciting. What a gift. Thanks a million, Jackie.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
And I'll talk to you soon.
See you. Bye.
Bye.